what you do is I'm looking at the room and I see special interest guys. I see people that represent the insurance companies, the oil companies, the drug companies. That's why we pay so much. You know, the drugs, you know what's happening with the drugs, right? So for Medicare and other things, we're the largest purchaser of drugs in the world, prescription drugs and other drugs to make people better, fine. And we're the largest. And yet we buy for practically the same price if you go to the local drugstore and take something off the counter. That's what we pay. You know, people say, do you think you can find any waste in the country? How about like, you won't believe what we're going to find. This is just one thing out of many. So if you go to the drugstore and pick up a drug, it's not that much difference in price because we're not allowed for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. I do know what the reason is, but I don't know how they can sell it. We're not allowed to negotiate drug prices. Can you believe it? So we buy drugs, biggest in the world, and we pay about $300 billion more than we're supposed to if we negotiated the price. So there's $300 billion on day one we solved. Now here's the difference. In the room last night, you had representatives of drug companies. They are giving money to numerous of these people. Like the head of Johnson & Johnson is Jeb Bush's top fundraiser. So, I mean, tell me. So let me ask you, do you think Jeb Bush is going to make drug prices competitive when, and he's a good guy. It's Woody Johnson. He's a friend of mine. He's a great guy. But Woody Johnson is the head of Jeb Bush's fundraising thing. So let's say Jeb won, which is an impossibility. It's not going to happen. But let's say, but this applies to everybody else. Let's say Jeb won. Woody Johnson of Johnson & Johnson is the head of his own. How is it possible for Jeb, in all fairness to Jeb, to say, Woody, we're going to go out and fight competitively? You're talking about billions and billions of dollars that they won't collect, that they're collecting right now in profits. And that's the way our country's working, folks. So what happened is